Hello, hello, and welcome to the daily political and tarot astrology. Political tarot and astrology here on the Black and Orange channel. Sorry, I'm juggling way too many things in my head. Here on the Black and Orange channel, thank you for being here. We have got a fantastic community because you have been so kind to each other and so kind to us. Thank you. And we have got epic troll slayers who have kept us safe for years. Again, thank you. And if you're watching this on replay, hello. You can go down in the description box. All the questions are listed there. Miss Sarah this is our last day of the Miss Sarah week. The wonderful, thank you for being here every day, Miss Sarah week.
Most welcome.
Tomorrow she has a much deserved day off completely. Yeah. But I am here literally every single day of the year. So you can't get rid of me. Try as you might. All right. So trying to think what else. I'm just trying to finish off my Lisa says, yeah, made it to a live session. Excellent. Hello. All right. Last night was Patreon. It was wonderful. Thank you, everybody who was there. And there was a question, though, last night, and I thought it was something I should bring up here. I won't name any names. Don't worry. And not that there was anything wrong with it, just I'm not going to name names. But there was somebody last night who was saying, hang on, why do we have to stock up on things? On buying things. And I said, oh, no, I'm sorry. I hope I haven't given the wrong impression. You don't have to. Number one, I wouldn't tell you what to do. Two, you don't have to. It's just there are people who are very worried about the economy over the next couple of years who are saying, you know what, if you can stock up even a little, it might be a good idea, especially with things that are imported, things that have main components that are imported, or, I mean, you can't stock up on fruit and vegetables other than canned goods. I mean,
right.
There's already some, there are already some stories out there, reports of people not showing up for work to harvest things because they're worried.
Yeah.
And that's going to have an effect. That's going to have an effect on prices. But I don't want anyone to feel like,
right,
you know, you must run out right now. No. Yes, Tiger Sephorley, having a little pantry helps quell the anxiety some. Yeah, exactly. Just a little. So, Janet Lee says, I've been thinking about Anne Frank as well. Yeah, actually, I have too. Thinking about Anne Frank, thinking about, oh, 1 second. I have a tickle in my throat.
I agree, Teresa. Stocking up is a good idea no matter what is happening. If you can get a little extra, just a little extra here and there,
right.
It's always good. Yeah, Raymond gave a quote that's been going on online. Somewhere in America, a Latina Anne Frank is hiding in a basement from ICE raids, which is sad. Yeah.
Man, that just ripped your heart out and stomp.
Yeah.
Oh, my blanket's back there. That's not going to help me.
Go get your blanket. We're good. Oh, goodness. The news has been wild today, so I got what I could, and there were a couple of things. I want to thank Mimi, and I want to thank Marianne, and I want to thank Julie for bringing to attention stuff that I had not seen in the regular outlets. So if I ever sound ignorant of something, trust me, I know. I don't know what I don't know. So if I question it, it's not because I don't believe anything. It's because I don't know. So thank you guys so much for bringing things to our attention, because a lot of times we wouldn't know where to look, or we don't always see the same things. So I've got what I could, and I've got it in here.
And mainstream media is, wow, are they letting us down?
Yes.
I
And
mean,
Paula's question too, along with that too. Yes.
I'm surprised at how much they're letting us. I mean, I would have thought there'd at least be, Rachel Maddow, or there'd be somebody. But man,
I mean, you guys and what I'm seeing on TikTok, but even TikTok is becoming more censored since the inauguration, which is sad. Even Hope Walls, her account, she was talking about how she'd been just getting this one troll that had just been everything that she posted. He was just horrific, comment after comment after comment. And so finally, after about 4 or 5 videos, she just replied to one. And she's like, I'm sorry that you feel that way. I'll pray for you. And TikTok flagged it, and she has a warning on her account because she stood up for herself, which never would have happened before.
No. Wait a second. What's the problem with doing that?
I don't know. But apparently it is now against the terms of service. So, joy. That's the only reason they wanted TikTok anyways, because it was unfiltered community. People could find each other through the algorithm, and it couldn't be filtered. But now, yay. So, I said all that to say, again, thank you guys for bringing things to our attention that we would not normally have seen. And I have to find some source for things just so there's something to back it up. But I was able to with all of your help. So thank you.
Yeah, and Jim Acosta has been moved to a midnight time slot, Kelly said.
Oh, wow.
I heard that he was leaving, but I don't know if that's true. So And Carmen's saying, what is no buy Monday? There are some people saying that if we stop buying from Trump supporters on Monday, it'll have an effect. I don't know if it will. Because the thing about, no buy from Tesla is one thing. No buy from Amazon is different, because Amazon is there's so many small businesses.
All right.
There's so many women-owned businesses, minority-owned businesses who sell through Amazon and otherwise couldn't get their product out there. I would consider following a no buy Monday just for budgeting reasons. Just a good reminder of, okay, maybe I don't need that today. Maybe I can put it off a day and think about things. So maybe, it's up to you, of course. But hold on, it says Etsy. Yep, there's Etsy as well. Etsy has its issues. Etsy has increasingly had issues, unfortunately. Yeah. But Sarah and I are both looking into setting up something on Etsy so we can sell bits and bobs. But anyway. All right.
Well, we're going to dive in. Thank you guys for being awesome. Mm-hmm. At 9 minutes, 10 seconds, and Susie Wiles, the new White House Chief of Staff, has put her foot down and denied Elon a permanent office in the West Wing. Wiles moved DOGE back across the street to the Eisenhower Building and made all reporting and communications for the department come to her, narrowing the availability of Orangina directly. Will this cause Musk to walk away?
Whew. Good luck, lady. But, Muskie. He's not going to like being, getting second fiddle. He's not used to being told no.
Bless.
Seriously, how often are these people told no?
Not very often at all. You know, with him going across the street, that means he loses his security clearances too.
Why?
Because the security clearance that under that executive order was only for people who worked inside the White House. And he does not work inside the White House anymore.
Well, I hope so. I hope that's right. Okay, I've said for a while now that the one thing that's going to happen with Elon is he's going to get bored.
Mm-hmm.
And he isn't going to get bored with politics. Isn't that he's going to get bored with being an awful human being? Because he is.
Yeah.
He's that bad. And is this the only question we have about him?
No. We have
okay.
A
Yeah, there you go. Number
Susie,
3,
and then yeah.
Okay, so we'll get to his latest.
Yeah.
Flames coming out of the sides of my head. Yeah. We'll get there. But as far as he's being limited.
Mm-hmm.
And because where Trump is in the Oval Office, that's the center, and he's really he's there to hurt people and kick them out of their jobs, and so there's still some planning there. He'll see Trump more when he goes Trump is golfing, and because that's the thing, no matter what this woman does, he'd actually have to be at work.
Yeah.
And last administration, he had executive time. Remember that, kids? Where he would roll into work at 11, 12.
Yeah.
So he'll still get some access. He'll still get to do his do his cruelty. But
well, and like you pointed out when we were talking about this when we came on, that more than likely this directive came from Trump, and Ms. Wiles is the built-in guard dog enforcing things. But at 12:50, the reason why Trump said he picked her is because she's a quote-unquote ice queen. And she was brought on to limit the chaos of the last 45 administration. Will she ultimately help deter the Mango Mogul from making catastrophic decisions? Or will she give him a laser focus to get it done more efficiently? Do we have to worry about her?
Or is she going to be like some of the other chiefs of staff who went in and were like, I'm going to do this job, and he made it impossible for them to do their job?
Well, she did apparently run the whole campaign.
Okay.
So she's not blind to his, almost said a word that I shouldn't have, mess. She has experience with his particular brand of tomfoolery. Yes.
There we go.
Yes, Amy. She has worked for DeSantis before.
Can she do the job? Yes. Enforcement. There will be balance. The trains will run on time,
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Can she do it? Yes. Judge. Yes.
Very much so. Yes.
Yeah. I want to be perfectly clear here. I think that I sincerely believe that nobody's getting any younger, and that if somebody is having problems with incontinence or whatever problem they might be having, that is no reason to shame people.
Right.
That's not an issue. I have an issue with the dumpster because this has been going on. This has reportedly been going on for decades because of right, and that's a whole different thing. That's just stupid. Right. And this, so I just want to be clear about that, first of all, and secondly, that this isn't what it's referring to. This is just a metaphor. So I want to make sure I couch this just so, because the mental image I got was, I wonder how she feels about changing diapers. That's the mental image I got. Now, I'm not saying it's literal. I'm not saying, and I'm not
cleaning
saying
up mess. Yeah.
But that's, and but that's what I got. Constant cleaning up mess, constant burden, this chaos, the insults, the grossness, the meanness, going at everybody at each other's throats, all that toxic thing. And she's, oh man. The other thing about I don't know how relevant this is. I guess it is. It actually started in Dungeons and Dragons, but a lot of writers use this as well, which is this idea of categorizing different characters in this. You'll see these like a table with different boxes, and in the top left you'll have a character who is lawful good to neutral good to chaotic good, and then lawful neutral and and then down at the bottom you have lawful evil, neutral evil, and chaotic evil.
Dolores Umbridge was a lawful evil.
Ding. Yeah. She's always in that bottom left hand corner. Voldemort is in the center bottom. He's the neutral evil because he's only out for himself. And then chaotic evil, you get, pardon?
Bellatrix?
No, well, it could be Bellatrix. If it's, it would be Bellatrix. If it wasn't Bellatrix, another someone else who could be under chaotic evil would be anyone who, you get these kind of mindless things like Dementors. But yeah, Bellatrix, that would be good. Yeah. So lawful evil, neutral evil, and chaotic evil.
They're all
Dolores.
Evil.
Pardon?
They're all evil.
They're all evil,
yes.
But they're different kinds. She is lawful evil. And this lady is, and matter of fact, I got the justice card, lawful evil.
Yeah.
Stephen Miller, lawful evil. He's trying to use the system.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of, I was gonna mention this to you earlier today. Side note, everybody, but this has come up before. So, somebody brought up on TikTok this morning. Someone who was a little older brought up that Jack Schlossberg is chaotic good, and that he really is the epitome of all of his gene pool because he has that Kennedy charm. But has anybody seen Grey Gardens? He's got that Bouvier wah in this because that was Big Edie was Jackie's aunt, and that was her, and Little Edie was her first cousin. So he's got that Bouvier with that Kennedy charm, and so you get that. So chaotic good is a thing, yes.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
Apparently, he's also got a great big frame picture of Audrey Hepburn.
Yes, he did one of those quizzes a million years ago, like who's your celebrity doppelganger, and it gave him Audrey Hepburn, and he doesn't understand why. But I guess you could see there's sort of a fair resemblance. There's a little bit of resemblance of old school Audrey to Jackie. So maybe that's what it picked up on, facial structure. I don't know. But yeah, so now he has this gigantic picture of Audrey Hepburn that he'll talk to on videos. So
yeah. And speaking of Anne Frank.
Yes. Yes. Audrey Hepburn was amazing.
Yeah, well, she was Dutch.
Yes.
And in the war, they went hungry.
Yes.
So.
All right. Well.
Visualized Semi's asking, is awful nice a category?
I don't know. Sort of kill him with kindness, maybe? I don't know.
That graph, it's usually 9 pictures, but it can be like up to like 20, like 5 in each, and they expand it out. Or no, 25. Yeah, 25. So you can expand it out, and there are people who've put together the expanded one for Harry Potter, and then I disagreed with some of it, so I made my own. So the most neutral character in the whole thing is, what's his name? Because you said Grey Gardens, and now my Grip Hook.
Oh yes, he worked at the bank,
right?
Yes,
Gringotts.
Yes, Gringotts. Yes.
Yep, he's the most neutral, because when Harry came to him and is like, "We need to work against the Nazis," and he's just like,
"What's in it for me?"
Yeah, I don't care.
Right.
I'm not fighting for them. I'm not fighting for you. I just want the big shiny. Give it. That is a neutral, a goblin. Thank you, M. Kelby. And yeah, it was very disappointing.
All right.
Oh, thank you, Amy Jones, Belgium. Hepburn was born in Brussels. Thank you. I thought she was Dutch. She's Belgian. Thank you. I did not know that. I love learning new things. Thank you.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Oh no, you're good. At 22:25. Sorry, we had to go. And now we're
okay.
Musk gave a remote presentation to the far-right German AfD party where he told viewers that they needed to let go of past guilt and protect Germany. Will we ever see Musk in trouble with the World Court for inciting violence? I mean, he can't keep doing all of this everywhere. That might not be the question that you want to read on, but I'm just
Okay. So for those of you who didn't parse that because your brain like broke in the middle of that, which we totally understand.
Yeah.
There's a party in Germany, the AfD party, and they are basically the closest thing you have to being dressed by Hugo Boss and
SS 2.0.
Yeah. SS 2.0. Yeah. And using a particularly, what used to be a particularly lovely Indian symbol that they corrupted.
Yes.
So the AfD party is as close as Germany's got to that right now, and it's far too close.
Yeah. Yeah. And he said publicly before that they were the only people who could save Germany.
Yeah, Musk. So Musk has decided this is great.
Yeah. And I double checked. He has no German background. His mother, his mother's people were Canadian and moved to South Africa. His father's people, one was South African and one was British. He has no ties to Germany. Now, his grandfather was his grandfather was sort of evicted from Canada for writing things that were so bad for the Canadians were like, this is subversive to the war effort. Get out or go to jail. And that's when he moved to South Africa. So.
And how bad do you have to be to have the most polite people on earth tell you to get out?
Yeah. So.
Woo, man. So yeah. So he's actively, so they had a party. So they had a gathering, and he gave a remote presentation. He did talk to them. Yeah, the AfD party, which is it's actually, I used to know what it stood for, but it was like, it's like Germany for Germans, or something along those lines.
For Deutschland, something for Deutschland, yeah, something.
Yeah. Yeah. So okay. So actually, this is two questions. It feels like two questions. The first one is the AfD party in Germany. And Denise, I'm with you. Musk can go get stuffed. Yes. Alternative for Germany. Thank you, Amy.
Okay, so we'll look at that first.
And for the record, seek help. Seek help. We've got to look for the humor where we can. I said that I was talking about all of this to my therapist. And I said that to my therapist, the seek help. And she said, oh, I like that. And I was like, oh, that's very nice. And then she said something, and I was like, no, it's kind of like the Sieg, H-E-I-L, with the hand gesture. She's like, oh, that's clever. I didn't pick up on that. That's really clever. And I'm just like, oh boy. Okay. Maybe it's not as clear as I think it is. Yeah. When I say seek help, it's the version with my left hand instead of right, and also pointing at the person. The seek help is this is the mocking of the Sieg. Yeah. Yes, Rob D, seek help. Yes, watery, salt water, seek help.
Yes.
But, AfD party in Germany, really. I'm like, okay, first set of cards, I don't have any major arcana, and I would normally think, great. The problem I'm getting with that is a feeling of, yeah, it's just part of what's going on. And it's like, no. Mm-mm. I just have them there. They're there. There's opposition, but they are awful. They're getting a lot of money. A lot of money. Keep the little people small, and as long as they're sitting pretty, waiting for their ship to come in. They're disappointed at all of the, I don't know, decency. They just feel like they're just there. Like this is a regular thing. It's like, no, not good. You're saying they're aligned with Marie Le Pen. Oh, joy.
What was the second question you want to look at with this?
Muskie, is it going to start putting anybody off? Any of the MAGA people? Are they going to be like, that's a bridge too far? Or Is it a yay?
Oh.
Depends how far it goes. There's a lot of talk out there that there are some disaffected men who have embraced the whole MAGA grossness. Because it makes them feel big and strong, and they feel seen. And a lot of them are also now having trouble finding dates, staying married. And you would think there would reach a point where it would be like, this isn't working for us to be this way. But so far, and that's a problem with Aquarius, it's one of the fixed signs. Same problem you have with Scorpio and Taurus and Leo, which is we get a little set in our thinking sometimes.
Not I.
You are awesome. None of these namby-pamby male thing. No. We are manly men who... No, we don't wear tights. If I'm stirring things up and proving our... But it's childish and bullying. Foolishness. It's not good for society. It's not good for families. It's not good for anything. It's not good for economics. There's the country, and they're trying to do stuff, but you ultimately end up with some temperance. But as far as Musk himself, he just kind of disappeared from the middle of this. It just went off into broland, MAGA broland.
But does it mean that he's quiet?
I doubt it. What specifically about Musk? Well, one, it kind of looks like he's going to be taken down by legal stuff.
Okay.
It feels like, taken down. I have real trouble believing he would ever see the inside of any kind of real, jail or prison or anything. But there's the Trump. There's the money he gave to Trump. There's DOGE with the far right victory, which is ultimately really ugly to women and minorities and what have you. But then he's feeling beaten up, and it's weird. It's like it just gets to a point, and then it's just he's not in the cards, and I don't know why. That's weird. I don't like doing readings where I'm like, I'm not sure what part of that is, but I'll just I'm just sharing with you what I've got.
Lisa K, yes, that was what we started with today, dear. All right, at 34:35, Carol and Amy both had a question. How long will Hegseth last as the Secretary of Defense? Or, as Carol put it, how many Scaramoochies?
I was watching something today, and the person in the video kept calling him Hog's Breath. Oh, no, it said that at the bottom. So, Hog's Breath. There we go. If you make me Secretary of Defense, I'll stop drinking.
I'm sorry. I refuse to be the contingent of any person's sobriety.
So you're being questioned because of all these heinous stories about things you've done to women and things you've done while horribly, horribly drunk. And you're going to sit there and say, well, that was in the past. And then you're going to say, well, if I'm made head of the Department of Defense, I will stop drinking, which means you haven't yet.
Mm-hmm.
Why would this not be disqualifying? Why? He has no idea what he's getting himself into. And he has no idea what he's doing. So he's supposed to be doing a job. That's a card for the reading. He thinks he's got it, but then there's this quiet as a tomb. He's an absolute fool. He has no idea how to make things work, who to talk to, how to really make things happen. He has no inside information. There's a thief card in the far right here, so that's just awful and pathetic. And he doesn't have a strong path in front of him. He just doesn't. Whether it's how he will entertainment only YouTube. I don't know if it will be, let's say, any of his past problems becoming present problems. And I don't mean like, oh, somebody from his past doing something. No, I mean him doing some of those things he's done in his past again, whatever those might be, entertainment only YouTube.
Yeah. I mean, this guy is notoriously horrible to women, does not want women in combat positions, is covered in clan tattoos underneath the suit. And have you seen it?
How? No.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's been all over the news. They're the old Norse kind, the kind that are more easily, explained away if you don't know. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah.
There he is at his new job, king of the military. Budgets, people going to and fro, but there's hope here. And the thing that people like him do not understand is correct me if I'm wrong, isn't like 20% of the military women at this point?
Mm-hmm. It might be slightly higher than that, maybe, but yeah.
And if you want to somehow jettison all the women and the people in the LGBTQ plus community from the military, what exactly do you think you're going to have left? And what is that going to do to military readiness?
I don't know.
Myopic. These idiots don't think through anything.
Mm-mm.
Oh, Amy Albert, you are on it. 17.3%. Boom. Thank you. This is 17.5. Thank you. Yeah, he's a day late and a dollar short. There's the institution, like the Pentagon, the military. These are the people he's trying to attack, and he ends up on the defensive. And he's just weak. Mm-hmm. So That's at least I'll take for any good news possible. Because his military personnel need combat experience to move up the ranks.
Yep. All right, moving on. 4010, Carol and Sherry both had a question. Will the midterms be democratic? Like, are we actually going to have midterms that are?
Please.
Will we have midterms? What is a midterm? I don't.
All right, will we have midterms? 3 cards. How will the midterms go? Will they go red or blue? They go for Republican or Democrat overall? Will they change who's controlling, or maybe if Democrats somehow in the House manage to get control between here and there, maybe they'll. Will there be midterms? Yes. Yep. There are various states where I wouldn't trust them a lot. But usually those are red states anyway. Sorry, I'm reading my cards. But it's them trying to do various things, but it's not working. There's no major arcana here.
Okay.
And these are both pages, which is weak. So will it go left or right? I don't know. Because this is weird. What I've got is the group of MAGA right there, and the amount of money the billionaires are willing to throw at this. So you would think fruits of labor that the Republicans would have, that continue in power, but it's so shaky, it's so chaotic, and the card for the reading is really ugly. I wish they did. Really?
Yeah, I remember at the beginning of the week where I said I was either going to have to start smiling or screaming. Yes.
Since every day feels like a year now, I'll be well into my 700s.
Right.
This is why I do this every day, because you're here. Thank you. Okay, definitely ends in the rise of women, which is good. I've got judgment here with the death card beneath it. So going in, the Republicans think they've got it all set. Bullying, but this is painful, and this is just small. And Republicans just giving a little. There will be improvement, but I think we're going to have to get closer before, and we get through all. There is so much astrological, like not only once in one lifetime, once in thousands of years, stuff that's happening astrologically between here and the midterms, that I think we're going to have to get through some of that before we can even feel that energy properly. But thank you for becoming a member, David. Oh.
Okay. Smiling. All right. At 43:55. Cindy has a question. Will Muskrat help pay to remove the Teslas from the Los Angeles fires areas, which are causing a slow cleanup due to the toxic batteries? I don't think so.
No. Just...
Yeah, nobody's going to make him, and he's not altruistic enough to, out of the kindness of his mechanical heart.
No, he's protected. And he's off being his best jerk.
right.
Oh, Cat Shepherd, I understand all car batteries are toxic. I mean, you don't want to go outside and lick one.
But the Tesla ones are
special.
extra lithium-y.
And extra lithium-y.
They're extra lithium-y. And
with that special lithium tang.
Yes. And
seems like.
Now, I need to preface this by saying there are several other, it's California, electric vehicles there. The other brand electric vehicles aren't causing them anywhere near as much issue as the Tesla cars, from what I've read. So do with that what you will. I'm not a scientist. I don't pretend to know. Well, yeah. There's several articles out there about how they're having issue cleaning those up. So, all right, at 40, I just say 46 even. Ooh, goodness, Paula. Oh, honey.
All right, you might want to hold your head for this one. Go ahead. We're like at the aircraft where it's like put your head down and like cover your head, like brace for
Amy.
Amy gifted 5 memberships to random people in the chat. Thank you.
I am horrible at pronouncing certain names, and I am not going to try to pronounce the name in the tribe's language because I will mess it up, and I don't want to be disrespectful. But ICE is rounding up Navajo people just because on their skin and hair color, then not accepting their tribal ID as citizenship. This has definitely happened in Arizona and some other places. I've got the link behind this question that I was able to find. What do the cards say for the indigenous people in the United States through all of this? How is that going to, yeah.
Names?
Yeah.
I did see a short though this morning, which was, I believe it was a young Navajo woman.
It was, yeah.
It was, and she was, and the caption was, wasting ICE's time so they spend less time rounding up actual immigrants. And so it was this ridiculous thing about, they're like, what's your name? And like, who are you? And so she's just making stuff up, just like playing into stereotypes.
Yeah,
that kind of thing. And she's just like, I am living beneath the sun and moon. Yeah. And all this kind of stuff, just obviously
just trying to troll ICE. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, Paula, the administration is also questioning Native American citizenship. That was their response. It was shot down, but that was their response.
You might want to explain that.
Yeah. So do you remember when Trump was like, "Oh, the 14th Amendment and birthright citizenship, blah 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 blah." Thank you, Cat Mom. And when they were obviously there was some pushback, their response in court was about how, well, let me make sure I want to quote this correctly.
Breathe.
All right. So the executive order was about a birthright citizenship for babies born to a mother and father who weren't U.S. citizens or lawful permanent residents. In defending the constitutionality of the executive order in court, the U.S. Department of Justice erroneously argued in court that indigenous people didn't have birthright citizenship under the 14th Amendment because they were not subject to the jurisdiction of the United States, so neither should the children of non-citizen immigrants. The United States' connection with the children of illegal aliens and temporary visitors is weaker than its connection with its members of Indian tribes, the DOJ argued in a filing. The latter link is insufficient for birthright citizenship. The former certainly is. the Trump administration argued. Now,
did anyone smell smoke from him rubbing those two brain cells together that hard? Oh, and Paul is saying he thinks we don't pay taxes too.
Yeah.
What the? Okay. What did the judge say? Do we know?
The judge said, no. No.
This is garbage.
Yeah, it blocked it. The judge was like, no. But there are a lot of tribes that are getting together because they feel that a battle is coming. So, Mr. Ignacio, who is the person, Indigenous man interviewed in the article, I think it was Navajo, yes, said that the federal court's order blocking Trump's ban on birthright citizenship will give tribes at least 6 to 8 months to prepare better and understand how it will impact them. So this is now a thing.
I don't even know where to start. But anyway, I pulled cards on ICE targeting Indigenous people. Yep, go after everybody who's not lily white. And they don't know the difference and don't care. They want judgment, what have you. Now, this is the rest of us stepping up and going, no. But they want to be thieves and what have you, but they're not going to win. I've got a big old strength card, and that is Indigenous people. Now, I can't believe this. Do I really? This is really a thing. This is a thing. Will these idiots find some way to remove the citizenship of Native American who were here first?
I don't know. Paula, again, thank you for bringing this. Like I said at the beginning, there are certain things. Right now, this is only being covered in local news places across in certain parts of the country. I've yet to see it in mainstream media. The same thing with a couple of other things that we're going to talk about that I mentioned at the top of the stream. Thank you guys for bringing this to our attention. Yes, Cody Rosenbaum, my head hurts.
Yeah. Sorry?
Paula's saying it's boiling down to land and mineral and mining rights.
Of course it is.
Yeah.
For what it's worth, okay, yeah, they're the money from the land. Okay, what have you? That's a card for the reading. Absolute fool. Guess who that is?
Mm-hmm.
But happy families. This is the country. You'll notice that there's a lot of basically the Empress is a Mother Nature figure.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the sea to shining sea, and all the gloriousness and fields of grain and whatnot. That was here. We didn't bring. Okay. It feels like, do they want to? Probably, but this doesn't feel like them, like they'll be getting rid of people, but it feels like Native people being okay. Between these two cards, these two major arcana cards of the Empress and the Sun, it feels like they'll be okay, but it's immigrants who will be in trouble. And if I misspoke a minute ago and just, I'm afraid I just accidentally put the words immigrant and native people together, and no. So if I did, I apologize, because that's not what I meant. But Paula, yes, it's not nice to fool Mother Nature.
Right. There's just 11 syllables that I cannot get enough people to understand. No one is illegal on stolen land. Certainly not the people that it was stolen from.
GMA6 says, my brother quit ICE. Quit from ICE because he said he was not going to do that to people. Their job is to go after drugs and criminals, not go after them because of their color. Bless him.
All right. Moving on. Oof. 5610. Well, yeah, this sort of plays out. If you might want to do another. Well, Julie was asking, will Congress grow some backbone and decency and stop the Saffron Scoundrel's actions against the Native Americans? So
it felt like it in the last reading.
Okay,
let me see. Let's not forget that Trump put, and I don't know what he's done this time, but in his last administration, he put the portrait of Andrew Jackson up on the wall by his desk, off to the left. Yeah. And for those of you who have, it's been a long time since history class. Trail of Tears, anyone? That was Andrew Jackson.
Oh, yes, this makes me nauseated. Sorry, go ahead.
And Native people do not have to stay on tribal lands. Of course not. They can go where they want. It's America. It's the United States of America. And they were here first. And culture is wonderful. And okay. It ends well. Unfortunately, this is down here. If they try to do stupid things, it feels like a lot of good people rising up to get in the way and say no. On the far right, they're bigly mad that they can't just let that racism just hang out. I've got a hangman in the middle and the Three of Swords here. And it ends with us being quite pleased. I think there are going to be a lot of things that get in the way of the worst. It's not going to be easy for them. Let me see. And the really sad thing is, it does not feel like the worst thing they're going to try to do. Oh, yes. Do tell me how Christian you are. They're not Christians. Well, neither are you, bucko. You're just pretending. I don't usually I don't like attacking people's religion, but the sheer hypocrisy, absolute hypocrisy. Yeah. Page of Pentacles, Eight of Swords, again, strength. This feels like if they tried to do anything really extreme, it feels like it would be caught up in courts longer than the administration. So, wow.
Wow. Yay. Okay, do we have time for one more? Or are we?
Yeah, sure. Okay. Let's get rid of.
All right. Yeah, because what we read on today is less you have to read on by yourself tomorrow. So, okay, y'all. Smile. The Proud Boys are plotting revenge. Quote, I'm happy that the president is focusing not on retribution and focusing on success. But I will tell you, I'm not going to play by those rules, Enrique Tarrio told Alex Jones hours after being released from prison. People who did this, they need to feel the heat. They need to be put behind bars. They need to be prosecuted. They need to be imprisoned. We need to find and put them behind bars for what they did. So will
upholding the law?
So will this group cause more trouble, or are they all talk?
I heard an argument, a pretty good argument, that the well-regulated militia is technically the National Guard, who are under state control, not federal. And so these idiots are just idiots. Yeah, Alice, Calgon, take me away.
Dude, there is not enough Calgon, I don't think. Tarrio is specifically talking about everyone who had a hand in putting him and all of his brethren in jail. So everything from the judges to the witnesses to the J6 panel, everybody who ever had anything to do with smacking his little hand and sending him to prison.
First of all, he's a legend in his own mind.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But in the center, we're good. But will he continue to lie and bully? Yes.
Nettie, thank your son for his service for us, please.
Please. See, I've got maybe trying, like, they want to do something that's just for the reading, but I've got temperance. Fruits of labor, Knight of Pentacles, but these are pentacles. This doesn't even far right. So I don't have him, maybe down the line, maybe, but right now I don't have. Yeah, they're just kind of there.
All right. Well, I do want to look at this next one because I don't want you doing this one by yourself tomorrow.
Okie dokie.
So, Mimi brought this to my attention. Again, I had not heard about this on mainstream media, so thank you. Another 88 immigrants were deported to Brazil, this time in horrible conditions. When I say horrible conditions, they were not just handcuffed, but their feet were they were bound hands and feet the entire way, not allowed to use the restroom. Several of them fainted because they were like in the cargo hold of a military plane. It was bad. It was bad.
Those people should be sent to a military tribunal.
Yes. In the outrage, Colombia is now refusing to accept any American planes with immigrants, period. And other countries are sure to follow. So, will anything be done about the horrible treatment of the people on board? And if I'm missing info on this, or if I misquote anything, again, I apologize. I'm scrounging to find info because Reuters and overseas outlets are the only ones that are really covering it. So,
okay, there was a miss thing. Okay, the question, because there's I'm going to focus on the country is saying no. Will that get to a point where no one will take them? So you want to deport them, but the countries won't take them.
Thank you, girl.
Okay, they're not listening to decency. We know that. I got 2 cards for the second card, which is these people from families just trying to do right, and then a legal decision to whatever. But center of the ring, I've got the Page of Pentacles, and I've got the King of Pentacles and the 8 of Wands, which means they're going to keep trying this, the people on the right. But I've also, for the card for the reading, is this burden. So they're going to keep trying to send migrants overseas or over to other countries. But will there be enough countries that just say nope? Some. I'm getting a weakness. There's a feeling of weakness that there are a couple of countries that won't get in the way. But there will be some who are just like, oh gosh, yeah, we didn't know you were coming. Sorry, we don't have any space at the moment. Can you come back some other time? Yeah, thanks. I mean, there are just some people who they're going to give excuses why they can't. I don't know. These people. So, do we? Yeah, there's a lot of fight on both sides. A lot of pressure on both sides. And okay, that was awful. But there will be some countries who go, nope.
All right. Well,
the thing is, I've seen a couple of people in the chat who have said this reminds it's there is this a plan for slavery or something. But the thing is that, well, no, because if that was the case, they'd keep them in the country.
Well, I mean, at this point, the penal system is pretty much institutionalized slavery to a point.
True.
So, yeah.
But they keep talking about getting, as long as they're trying to get rid of people, it's cruelty, awfulness. But I have seen that show. I have not watched the show, but I've seen that it exists. It came out a few years ago, The Man in the High Castle.
Mm-hmm.
Has anybody seen it? I mean, you know how what a big Trek fan I am and what have you. Is this something I would like, or is this like oh no? Does anybody know? Because the bigger issue world, there's Trump. The bigger issue is people not showing up to our agriculture getting kind of ugly. So,
all right.
Shannon says it got pretty dark. I never went back to it. Okay, thank you. Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Mystic Dax says I didn't like the show. Got through 1 episode. Okay, thank you. Lisa says it was a great series, yet gross. Okay, then it is not for me. But thank you. Thank you.
Do you want to check skim over the last 2 questions and see if you're comfortable looking at them yourself tomorrow, if you want to do one with me now?
Number 11. Marianne had a question.
Yes. Yeah.
Felon 47 advocated for resettling Palestinians outside of Gaza on Saturday, breaking with decades of U.S. policy advocating for a 2-state solution. He told reporters, "You're talking about 1.5 million people, and we just clean out that whole thing. Something has to happen, but it's literally a demolition site right now. Almost everything's demolished, and people are dying there. So I'd rather get involved with some of the Arab nations." He went on to note that relocated Palestinians could live, quote, "in a different location where I think they could maybe live in peace for a change," unquote. Will the U.S. end up involved in this? Breaking news. Trump says he's issuing 25% tariffs against Colombia after 2 reparation flights of undocumented migrants were not allowed to land in the country. Speak of the devil.
Oh, and he'll find a way to appear. Yeah.
I don't have. Okay, the good news is it doesn't feel like he's in the middle of this. Yeah, this is my card for like Kushner, and those. Yeah, okay, but I've got temperance and sitting pretty, which as long as I've got temperance in the middle, then that can offset some of this grossness. This feels like a lot of other countries getting involved. Alden Pond says Severance is good. Oh, I loved season 1. Loved season 1 of Severance. Loved it. Now I want to read on the tariffs against Colombia. After 2 repatriation flights of undocumented migrants were not allowed to land in the country. Flames. 25% tariffs. He thinks this is a new big thing that he's gonna do. I'm not thinking it's gonna go so well for him, because there's also a matter of, by some of these countries like Colombia saying, no, we're not going to take them. It's because they also, there's a lot of thorny stuff here, including what country are they supposed to be in?
Right.
Because we know that these people, they're talking about sending people back to your country of people who grew up here.
Yeah.
Who are these people? And why would they come here? And it honestly feels like a lot of these migrants would actually, at this point, be better treated. And we know that there's some places where that's not good. I mean, it's not good. It's not safe. Diva is saying, are they just flying these planes around and ringing countries' doorbells?
Ding dong ditch. Yeah. Yeah, Colombia exports petroleum, coal, coffee, minerals, sugar, bananas.
Coffee.
Yeah, this won't last.
25% tariffs on Colombian coffee. He's serious. If they won't do it, yeah. That's the Republicans doing the... Okay. And Dave, yes, justice always prevails in the long run. Yes, this is not forever.
Yeah.
Seriously, this is not forever. It really isn't. It can feel like it. And Jay Chance is saying, Sarah, great hair match with the graphics.
Thank you. Thank y'all for having me this week.
That's been wonderful. During this is lots of coffees or blends using Colombian beans. Yep. And Marie's pointing up bananas. There we go. But I saw something up here. Somebody said, oh, girl says run out and buy coffee before the price spikes. Yeah. Yeah. I was we have quite a coffee fan. I mean, I drink a lot of coffee, but it's okay. It's okay.
I'm like, whatever. I'm literally.
Oh, I will. I promise. Look, whatever I have, I'll send to you.
No, it's not just that. No, it's not just that. It's all the news today, and then on top of it, it's like, it's like I have to wake up to this hot mess express in the mornings with elevated coffee prices.
Oh, all right. Now I've got to read on this. Chris Cool pointing out the great coffee protests of 2025. All right. Coffee. Yeah, I wonder what's going on with the coffee futures right now. Anybody know? The commodity trader? Anybody want to look up the commodities trading and asking let us know what the futures of coffee futures are looking like? One of so many awful things. Okay. We really like our coffee. I've never had this meaning for this card, but that is, we do. If you have money, you'll probably still be able to get what you want.
But I'm broke.
I
can put up with tyranny, and I can put up with being uncaffeinated, but I can't do both. I'm sorry, y'all. There are much more important things in the world. I'm not trying to, I think it's just with everything. My gabbers have been flaccid for days now, as I have all of yours. And so it's just, yeah. Sorry.
Yep. No. I get it. Chris Cole, 3 of coffee cups. Yes. Where was it? Up here. Someone just said futures are up. Yeah, Dorinda said futures are up. Oh boy. Okay. So we love our coffee. People who have money, of course, it won't be as much of a burden to them. This is a refusal. And going forward, this isn't the last of this kind of garbage. And it will hurt them. So, MAGA voters, thanks.
I mean, I have a Brit in-house. I can get decent tea. I will not be completely uncaffeinated. But... China tea crap.
Let me see.
Where does cocoa come from? Because if I lose chocolate to y'all, cocoa's from Colombia, isn't it? Y'all.
Design media effect.
This is ridiculous. So I know I'm being overly ridiculous right now. I'm aware of this.
No, but it's funny. Even if
feel free to laugh. I know.
Yeah. Tea. A lot of tea comes from India. And I mean, there's obviously Japanese tea. There's, there's tea from a lot of different places. So that's a little better. At least the people who do the blends, they'll find some options, but obviously you can't grow it everywhere, which is why we grow so little of it here in the
Y'all are so
States.
sweet.
Thank you, J Chance.
J Chance and Design Media. Y'all are so sweet. Thank you.
Yeah. Defensive, sitting pretty, strength. Okay. I don't know if are there more places that grow tea than there are that grow coffee, is what it feels like.
I know there's some. I don't know. I don't know.
Janet Lee saying, put coffee on your wish list, Sarah.
I'm on it. Give me a minute.
And that was tea. Let me look at let me look at chocolate. Tea doesn't look as badly hit, but chocolate.
I think there's some on there, but I'm going to add it to the top of the list. Just move it up. I can't fight fascism uncaffeinated, y'all. Not effectively. Not effectively.
Oh. I don't like that. Let me focus more. Maybe those are the wrong cards. Chocolate. Oh, I don't want mental images of Whole Foods chocolate. That stuff's expensive. Like crazy expensive. There's some disappointment.
I feel that.
Some prices here that wouldn't go well. I'm just not liking this card at the end, but I don't know if it's directly related. Alice says, I wish we could grow coffee here. Yeah, it isn't. You can grow it in Hawaii, but not in continental U.S. Chris Cole says, Keurig is going to be ticked. Yeah. Maria Ann says, and Nespresso. Yeah. Best is we have our priorities. Okay. Look, it's not, it's the chocolate thing. It's not, there's some weird, like local warfare-ish things in areas that grow it.
All right.
I don't know what this is referring to, but it doesn't feel quite as bad, but yeah. We'll get through this. We will find a way, and we will adjust our budgets and go without in some areas. Running Horse asking, Sarah, who makes Coca-Cola? Is it the U.S.? Okay, here's the thing about, I just want to remind everybody. The only reason there's caffeine in Trump's Diet Coke is because coffee makers make decaf coffee. They take the caffeine out and they sell it to the soda makers. So that's the only reason. It's because of the coffee. If you don't have coffee, you don't really have caffeine in soda. Just saying. So, but we'll be okay. Jennifer says, yes, dear. Spicy, watch the budget. Yes, I literally am finishing up the graphics. I'm going to be recording a video today on how to do a one-page budget. So, all right. Well, we've been on forever and a day. We've been on for 90 minutes. I'm sorry for keeping you so long, Miss Sarah.
It's okay. And you guys are very, very sweet. There has been coffee added. You guys are amazing. So,
thank you. And thank you for staying with us. So, all right, please hang in there. You're not alone. We are in this together. There are good days ahead.
Yes.
And we'll see them together.
Yes, we will.
Hang in there. And we'll see you at 3:00 Central Time over on Creative Sprints. And then we'll see you tomorrow. I'll see you tomorrow.
Yes.
11:30 on Stay Calm. Here at noon Central Time for Black and Orange. And then 3 p.m. Central Time over on Creative Sprints. You can't get rid of me. All right. Take care and see you later.